Hi, welcome back to another one chart lesson. You see I'm playing a different guitar today. My acoustic is in the shop, but today's song is going to lend itself really well to being played on a clean sounding electric. Of course you can play it on an acoustic and it'll sound great, but this is where we are today. This is my trusty old Ibanez RG550 from the 1980s. And the song is Japanese Denim by Daniel Caesar. Now, it's a really simple song in that it has only two parts. We learn two different chord progressions, but the chords are really beautiful and they're cyclic, so once you learn it, you've learned it. But the chords are nice and colorful and kind of jazzy. They're bar chords, so you're going to need to get your hands around bar chords. If you don't feel comfortable playing bar chords, click on my tutorial below in the description and it'll give you a grounding in how to play bar chords, but these ones are going to be slightly more advanced in that they're major sevens and they're alterations, and we'll see how you go anyway. The first chord is an E flat major 7. Now the diagram's up there. It looks like an A major 7, which is this shape as an open A major 7 chord, but you move that up onto the 6th fret where your E flat root note is on the A string. E flat major 7. Second chord we're going to go to is on the same fret, but it's an E shape. It's your B flat major. Then we move down to an F minor 7, but we're going to play it without this bottom F note on when we first land on the chord, and I'll show you why when we get there. We're going to learn a couple of little riffs that take us from chord to chord. What I played there at the start is kind of the most common way they have of going through those chords. There's little variations as you go with little fills and riffs and things like that, but if you play it that way and the way I'm about to show you, it'll sound like the song. So once we're down on that F minor 7 / C, which means your C is your lowest note in the chord, then we go to an A flat minor 7 / B, which is a very complicated sounding chord, but A flat minor 7 is there, /B means you have that B note as your lowest note in the chord, which kind of makes it sound a little bit weird, but what we're going to do instead is we're going to just play the B root note here on the A string 2nd fret. Then we're going to add another note after that on the 1st fret. While we keep that note on the A string going, we're going to add that D sharp on the 1st fret D string. And then we're going to slide that up 2 frets to get to our next chord shape, which is a D9. Then for the last little bit of this section anyway, you have to catch this note on the 3rd fret of the E string. So you might be able to do it without leaving your root note from your D9. You might be able to keep that. But if you can't, just let go of that root note on the A string there and play it like that. So it's 3rd fret D, 4th fret G, 4th fret B, 3rd fret E. So if you go from your D9 like that, and it's just, actually it's like that. That's the first section, right? I'm going to play it through very slowly, and then I'm going to show you the little riff that kind of threads it together. So E flat major 7, B flat major, F minor 7 / C, and if you do an F minor 7 and have that big bass note in it, that's fine as well. You can also play that up here. There's your F minor 7 there, and if you want to add the C to that, you can find that on the E string 8th fret, which is an easy way to do it, but it's not the same voicing as I hear in the actual song. So F minor 7 / C, then we go to the B root note, D sharp, sliding up to the D9, finishing with a D9 sharp 11. Now, the riff is a repeating kind of motif, if you like to use those kinds of words, that joins these chords together. So you start with the E flat, and there's a lot of space around these songs, around these chords. Space, then that riff. Now that's tabbed out on your chart, which hopefully you've downloaded by now. And you start on the C, which is the 8th fret E string. Start with your 3rd finger, play 6th fret A string with your 1st finger, put your 3rd finger on the 8th fret A string and slide it. Instead of hanging on this note, you start it there, but you slide straight up to the 10th fret. And as soon as you get to the 10th fret, you cut it short. So it's cut that note short. Then you land on the root note of the next chord. Now this time it's the B flat. A little thing they do sometimes with that B flat is they play that sus4 note, which if you leave the root note and play this voicing with just the last 4 strings, that's your B flat major. If you add your pinky there to the G string 8th fret, and then lift it off again, back to the 7th fret, there's your sus4, there's your B flat. So there's your B flat sus4, there's your B flat. And it happens quickly like this. So with an upstroke and a downstroke. Same riff again, but this time we're going to land on that C that sits underneath the F minor 7. So you can go like that, or you can go and then fill in the chord afterwards. Same riff again. Now we're going to play it not an octave lower, we're going to play it in a position down here near the open strings because of our next chord that we're landing on. So you're going 3rd fret A string, 1st fret D string, slide from the 3rd fret D string up to the 5th fret, cut it short. Then you land on that B note, hold it on, add the D sharp on the 1st fret D string, and then slide that shape up to your D9 chord. Finally, leave the root note and lean over and do to catch that G note on the 3rd fret E string. I felt like I've just talked a lot then at you, and I hope that makes sense. That's the first section. Play it through once. We run through that progression 7 times before we get to the B section, which is kind of less complicated because all we do is play straight chords. And the first chord is a G minor 7. And you can kind of pick your way through any of this rhythmic pattern that you like in this section. You don't have to really do much more than that. Play that for 2 bars. The symbol after that G minor 7 in the next bar is a symbol that means repeat the bar preceding, or repeat that bar again. So G minor 7 for 2 bars, 1, 2, 3. And the timing of this is 6/4, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go to a G flat major 7, which is a really nice change. And the shape is up on your screen, so I'm just going to kind of explain really briefly that that's an A minor shape slid up 1 fret and with your root note now on the E string 2nd fret. You don't want to hear the A string, you don't want to hear the E string. That's your G flat major 7, and on this chart a big M means major and a small m means minor on any chart for that matter, but just wanted to point that out. That's for 2 bars. Then an A flat major 7, which is the same shape as the G flat major 7, just lifted up 2 bars. Then we turn that into an A flat minor 6. Now what we do for that is we're going to change our fingers around. So the second finger is now taking the root note on the 4th fret E string. And these other strings, again, muffle the A string. And we're having a go at 3rd fret D string, 4th fret G string, 4th fret B string. So it sounds like that. And again, no A or no E strings. That's your A flat minor 6, 1 bar on that, and then you move your root note over to the A string, 4th fret, and there's your D9, which is the end of that section. So I'll play that through again. G minor 7, G flat major 7, A flat major 7, flat minor 6, followed by D9. And then we return to the A section. Once you run that through that section twice, it ends on the E flat major 7. That's the whole song. It's really, really tasteful, really nice chords, and well worth the effort to try and get around those chords because they sound lovely. Finally, there's a little, I just put this in as a bonus, if you like. At the very end is a really nice little guitar lick over that E flat major 7. Finishes, it goes. And that is tabbed out on your chart as well, right in the very last bar. The timing of it is not accurate to what you hear on the recording, but I wanted to put it in there so you can actually hear it and have a go at playing it. You kind of rake across those first 3 notes from 12 on the G, 11 on the B, 10 on the E, rake across them like that, go straight up to the 13 on the E with your pinky, back down to 10 on the E, 13 on the B, 11 on the B, third finger takes 12 on the G, 10 on the G, pinky takes 13 on the D, 12 on the D, move over to 10 on the G, finally 10 on the D. And that's the end. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know how you go. I love to hear any comments that you've got about this or any of my other videos. Japanese Denim by Daniel Caesar. Have fun, and we'll see you again soon.